How to be a better lover and why you can't. The easy way in 15 minutes or the hard way in 21 days. How to get ahead of your reactive life, gain control and power. What would that mean in your life? What would you change? I'm going to share my son's story, who missed the national championships by one spot. He was angry on the outside, and today I realized on the inside, he was dissatisfied. He was disappointed. Why? Because he said shortly after, I'm going to win Westerns, and he did. Here's how to apply what we did in your life so that you can have the outcome to be a better lover. The easy way in 15 minutes, the hard way the next 21 days, or the lazy way and just stay the same. I'm going to show you how this one moment changed my life, how I did it, and how you can do it too. The hard way, 21 days, the easy way, 15 minutes, or the lazy way. And that is to never do it. So I thank you for being here, demonstrating your commitment to this. So are you ahead of your reactions, of your reactive life? Most are not. Most are not. Just be aware of your reaction to my question. What do you want? You want to be a better lover. Just notice how that feels for you to say it. There might not be anything there, because you may not have spent much time creating what it would be like. Problem number one in society. So put 5 reasons why you can't have this. Take a piece of paper out, put a number 1, and say, why can't you have this? Why can't you be a better lover? What is your resistance, your reaction? And notice how you want to resolve it, how you want to move away from this resistance, how you want to avoid it. And notice your patterns. How does those 5 reasons, 5 judgments of why you're not a better lover? Good. See, we don't stay in the end result long enough. We pull ourselves out with the resistance. That is our habit. And so what I want to do is teach you to step into having what you want. So just think of something that is easy, that flows for you. Something that you can do without thinking. It's just easy to step into it. Wonderful. And then what we'll do here is step into what would it be like to be a better lover? This is all your expectations. All the movies you watched, all the cartoons, everything around love. Being a lover, accepting love, being loved, all the books. And just imagine being it. What would it be? How would you know? Just notice that you can have this, you can be this. And then the last one, the third one that we want to experience is it. Imagine this being done. The moment that you know, like you realize that you see it in your life where it's done, it's like, oh, there it is. I am now a better lover. What would you see? How would you know? What would you say to yourself? So imagine having it. Imagine that person living it. Imagine you doing it. That is what we are putting into focus, is to replace a pattern you don't want. Why am I not a better lover? With one that you do want, being a better lover. And then we will code up with an anchor process so that you can replace the habit you don't want of why you're not good enough with one that you do want, of being a lover. And if you do this every day, put your attention on the true choice of I choose to be a better lover. Look for opportunities to do that. In 7 days, your love life will be completely different. 15 minutes today, 15 minutes tomorrow, 15 minutes for the next 7 days, you will have what you want. You will be in the direction of that. So I want to show you the moment that changed my life, how I did it and how you can do it too. So here's the easy way in 15 minutes. How would you judge a better lover? Take a piece of paper out, put a number 1 on it, 5 bullet points. And how would you judge a better lover? Just write down 5 patterns, 5 triggers, 5 reactions that are there when you think of how you would judge a better lover. See, these are your shortcomings. This is why you can't be a better lover. We're just going to keep them available through an anchoring process that will replace this pattern, your expectations with a pattern, a feeling that you would rather have. So we're replacing a bad habit with a positive habit. And we do this through a process called anchoring. And this is to capture the emotional energy in the moment and use it to help facilitate shifts. So we'll set anchors so that you can replace old limiting thoughts and feelings with having it already. Having it already, that automatically increases success probability by 30%. So just by doing this, you increase your chances of success by at least 30%. This is what we're doing in the sports that me and my son are working on. We're not doing the recode because in a recode, I will not do it to anyone under 18. I will not do it on family, and I will not do it on kids. And I will do it in the direction of love only. Those are my rules with the recode. But what I do that's so powerful about the recode is with my kids and with my families, we develop and we create the structure without the recode. So the first anchor, what we're going to do with anchors is we're going to do 3 anchors. And you make a fist with one hand, it doesn't matter which hand. And you use the index finger 1. So here's anchor 1, anchor 1. I'll say put anchor 1 on, you touch your knuckle like this, and with the one finger. And then I say take it off, anchor off, anchor off. So anchor number 2 is going to be your middle finger on your middle knuckle on your middle knuckle. Anchor number 2 is here. And on anchor number 2, we're going to put in the feeling of what it is like to be a better lover. Knowing that you're it, have it there. And then the third anchor will be your third knuckle down, ring finger on that. And this will be having it. This will be you as a completion. So that's what we're going to do. First one, we're going to go in and we're going to set these for you so that we're going to key them up, code them up so that we can recall them when we go to replace them. And this is how you replace your bad habits in 15 minutes to live the life that you want. Just go with there, follow my instructions, notice what shows up, and we'll go through the anchor process. So just think of your shortcoming. Think of that list that you wrote, the 5 judgments, where you judge yourself that you could be a better lover. Put your anchor on. It's the first knuckle with the index finger. And just feel this. What feelings are there when you know you could be a better lover? What judgments do you make about yourself? What do others think and say about you? Why can't you have it? Why can't you be a better lover? What is in your way? What is stopping you from having that? Great. Take off anchor number 1, take that off. We just set anchor number 1 associated to that. So anchor number 2 is think about something that flows, something that you flow into with ease, like it's no problem. You love to do it. You love to do it. Maybe it's a habit. It's just things that you can do with ease that you just love to do. Just think about how easy that is to get into it and just put your anchor on. Anchor number 2, middle finger, middle knuckle, like this. Put it on and just hold it there. This is when you are a better lover. It's just easy. It just comes. It's no problem. It's just being you. Just notice what resistance you have to this and just to allow it to melt away. It's just combined them together. Yeah. So it's easy. And when you are a better lover, it would be like this. And just notice all the background, all the books, the movies, the stories, the cartoons, the fairy tales. Just notice how all those have shaped. And just imagine that you have this. You are the best lover there is. Being love, giving love, just acknowledge what would it be like if you are the best lover? Giving and receiving. Great. Take off anchor number 2. That was anchor number 2. And now come into anchor number 3, which is the ring finger on the ring knuckle. So just touch them, anchor number 3. Go ahead and put that on. And this is how you would experience this when you have it. So this is, you're practicing it, you're doing it, you're living it, you're becoming it. And then all of a sudden you realize in that moment, I am this. I am now a better lover. Just imagine what now is possible, what you can see, what you can be, what you can become. And this is complete. Just think of this as complete, but knowing that tomorrow will be something different. Not that it's better, but it's like, oh, I am this. And just notice, look through this perspective of how you can be this every day. And this is how you can do this meditation for 7 days, how you will become a better lover because of your work today. I recommend that you can explore me as a coach. You can see a faster way to make shifts by watching the replay of the recode that's next, and stick around for the moment that changed my life. All right, so now let's go through and let's replace these anchors. Now that we have them set, take your anchor off. Now we have them set, now we can go through the change process. And so what you'll want to do over the next 7 days is do this meditation, share this, and practice this every morning. When you practice this every morning, you will start to create and see and find places that you can become a better lover. Mine this morning was, I poured a cup of coffee for my wife and we had 10 seconds to hold. And in that moment, all I was a better lover. Sometimes that's all we get. But it was like, that has been my best moment so far. So let's go through the process again. What we're going to do, I'm going to walk you through here. When I tell you to put anchor 1 on, put anchor 1 on. We'll step into that. We'll grow that feeling. Then what I'm going to have you do is put on anchor number 2. Anchor number 2 comes on with anchor number 1. They're both on. We're going to feel both of these together. You'll take off anchor number 1. We're going to take off anchor number 1. Notice anchor number 2 now. Add anchor number 3. And notice what they're like together. This is completed. And so this is aligning you up through and so you can pull you through the end result. And then we'll take anchor number 2 off. So anchor just number 3 is on. And we'll see what it's like here as completion. That'll become the anchor. We'll pull out. We'll just notice what was there for you. And then we'll clean it up. I'll share as you're coming back. I'll share with others that didn't go through the process, what was there, what to expect, what to do next with this. And then stick around for how this changed my life. So great. We're going to look for what's the obvious action for you to take next. All right. So put on anchor number 1 for me. And this is your shortcomings. This is why you're not a better lover. This is all the reasons that get in your way. Just acknowledge that how you would judge whether someone's a better lover. It's those 5 things, just to feel those. Imagine speaking to yourself and just notice the last moment that happened. Take it to it and just slow down time and space and just walk yourself through what you notice now. Why you can't have it. Just allow all that, all those patterns, just acknowledge it as this is the truth. Now add anchor number 2 on. This is when you are the better lover, when you are a better lover, and it's easy, it flows just like a habit. Take off anchor 1 and just imagine when you are this. You are the better lover. All that you've wanted to be as you can. All that you imagine it is, it is. And just think of all the history that you've seen around how to be a better lover, and it's just package it into here and lay it out to the future and say, this is where I'm going with it. How exciting that is when it's you inside you. Great. Add anchor number 3 now and just imagine what it's like completed. When you have it, you notice all that you go through. And one day you notice it's like, boom, it sets in. It's like, oh, there it is. I now have it. I can now see, look at this proof that I am a better lover. Good. Take off anchor number 2. Just hold anchor number 3. Like, what do you say to yourself when this moment hits you, when you realize it? Notice what you're doing. Notice how you celebrate it. Notice how grateful you are for how much this has changed your life. And when it's complete, just notice how proud you are. How being it is doing it. Take that anchor off. And as you sit there, as you see yourself in that end result, having it, ask what is the obvious action and give that answer along the timeline, all the way back to the you sitting now. Make it an obvious action. What is it? What is automatically there? What just is there for you? Don't edit it. Don't try to make sense of it. Just acknowledge what it is. What's the obvious action that you can take now that will increase your success 30%? What will allow you to be a better lover? So through this, just take that action and see yourself. How can you be a better lover today? And just set this up each morning and notice how you can be a better lover in the moment of now. So what I recommend is to explore me as a coach. You can do this alone, but it is more exciting to do it with someone who's on the journey, who's done it, who can help. See, this was the slowest way. And if you want to see the fastest way to remove this resistance, you need to check out my next live webinar. And you can experience the recode for yourself. You can feel and notice what's there for you so that you can say if it's real or not. That is the truth of it. And just imagine if it is possible. If you can increase your probability of success 30%, what does that mean for your life? Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Now stick around and I'll share with you the moment that has changed my life. Here's how I changed my life. I did it through a coach. So I was not alone. I worked to simplify to a do-be model. And I was practicing listening for the negative charge, negative patterns. And this is the moment that I did, that I said yes, that I took the obvious action, which was uncomfortable. It happened to me on a recode, this process that facilitates massive, rapid change that I want to introduce you to. In July of 2020, 2 years ago, before and at this moment, I was at my lowest point. I didn't have options. I didn't know what to do for the first time in my life. This was 4 months into the COVID pandemic. 4 months that I lost 75% of my revenue. The price of our commodity oil went negative, sold negative for the first time. I wasn't sleeping. I was getting 3 hours of stress sleep, meaning falling asleep, worried about bankruptcy, losing money, losing my business, shutting it down, not knowing where to go, going homeless without a home, having to sell. What would all that mean? What would my family think of me? All of that would not let me sleep. And then this moment changed my life. And I want to share it with you because this is what I was aware of. Now, it doesn't matter the specifics for me. It is the journey for me to point out why it was this, so that you can find yours if you want to continue. So let's watch the event. It's set up. I'll give you a little background. I'm just going to show highlights of the moment that changed my life and share with you and then work and get you into the feeling of this. We won't do the recode. This aspect of we're taking a segment out of it and looking at it, just observing it. It won't be the recode for you. So you'll need to go into click on the link, register for my next free webinar that will allow you to experience a recode and wonder what it will change for you. Because it changed for me. After my first recode, I slept soundly every night since. It took me 30 days to notice that. I stopped biting my fingernails in those 30 days, and it took me 30 days to notice that I'd stopped it. I had to get fingernail clippers out. Wow. This is the fastest change that I know, is the recode, and it does work when you apply it. I share with you how to apply it, how to bring it into your life, but you can't do it alone. That's why I'm a coach here. That's why I'm sharing so much free, so that you can start on your own if you have to. Either way, you have to do the work. And this is the way that it had worked for me. So let me take you through this process. My coach, when I met him, he was making $4 million a year. Today, he's making 20. Teaching this process and changing the lives of people that are there. So it becomes, what is possible if this is true? And so I get to say, yes, this is what's true for me. This is how it changed my life. This is how I found love. This is how I became a better lover. This is how I became to love my life. And this is how I say I became powerful. So that you can find your power, so that you can live a life that you love. And we can do it together when we know how. So I'm going to jump in here. Let me share the screen with you.
What I'm about to show you is going to change your life forever. The demonstration that you're about to see was filmed live 2009.
So just notice what you want to do. What you want to, like this, oh, I've seen this before, this is familiar, let me get out of here. This is our common pattern. This is what we want to do when something's uncomfortable. We want to get away from it without being aware of it. So just notice what was there for you, and for those that are still here, congratulations. That tells me you're serious. So let's keep going.
19 in the Sunshine Coast. I demonstrate a brand new revolutionary process that shows someone how to rewire their brain in just minutes.
So it's like, wow, imagine if that is true. Yeah. Imagine if that's true. If you could rewire your brain, what would you do? What would you want? What would you do different? And there's parts of us that are like so excited with that, and yet there's parts of us that fear it. It's like, whoa, this is something else. I haven't heard this before. And it's like, yeah, that's what a lot of this is. It's like, it's truth that we haven't heard before. So what I'm going to put attention on is how one lady, I want you to notice and feel what she's like in front of a group. Sense what it might be for her. Put yourself in her shoes. And then at the end of all of this, they do like, what did you notice? What showed up for you after this 15-minute process that is all recorded that you can watch by clicking on the link? And I want you to step into, what would she have to believe about herself to be doing that? That is the truest form, the truest truth, whether this works, is, did her actions change? Subtle, but that's 15 minutes. And what I've learned is that we can focus on this 15 minutes or struggle changing habits. See, there's an easy way, a hard way, and a lazy way. This is the fastest way I know. So let's keep going. Here's what I'm going to pay attention to. We'll stop it and say, feel this, notice this. This is how she feels. Can you relate with her? And what's amazing is that when you can remove a fear of public speaking, you can remove a fear of anything. So my webinar that I'm running now is how to be a better lover. When you know how to do this, when you know how to run this, to be this, you can do this for yourself. And it is so much funner, so much better, so much more enjoyable when you do it with others. So how this changed my life is that I looked at a coach. I simplified what I was doing to see it. And then I listened to my negative patterns. So let's go through here and just notice how Joanne is before the process.
Women to come up on stage. They'd never heard of me before. It was a free event. What I do, what matters most. And then in 2019, I decided to start sharing it with the world. This is the first time that I ever demonstrate it live. You'll see me ask the audience if they've got a fear of public speaking. About 6 or 7 people with their hands up, and I picked 2 women to come up on stage. They'd never heard of me before. It was a free event. What I do is I go into this process and I teach their superconscious how to let go of everything that's been stopping them and choose something new. There were tears, they were upset, they were shaking, and then all of a sudden you see them being completely okay. They pop out of it, and then the proof's in the pudding. They're both comfortably and confidently speaking in front of the room, whereas only a matter of minutes before, there was something that was completely frustrating. So I want you to watch this demonstration. I want you to see it. This is absolutely a revelation, a revolution in what's been happening in the personal development world. You've got to see it. Afterwards, I'll tell you where you can learn more about this and how you can have this process work on you. It's phenomenal stuff, but go and have a look at the demonstration because there's nothing better than proof. So let's cut straight to the live training now.
I'll ask you first, 0 to 10, where do you think your stage fright or not wanting to be in front of an audience is?
8.5.
Thanks for being out here. And
Just notice, sorry for the music, but just, did you feel the resistance? Did you see the laugh? Did you feel it's like, oh, I'm so excited and curious about it, but I'm really resistant being here. Now, Chris, the coach here, has set these ladies up in a structure for this process. So that's why we're just observing what's going on here and seeing a difference for these two, and then just like easing you into it, getting you ready for if this process is something you want to experience. So this is resistance. It's like, oh, why can't I have it? And it's like, what resistance does she feel in being speaking with confidence, with public speaking, with that fear gone? And she's like, oh, I have resistance of 8.5. Swimming in peanut butter, it feels like an 8.5 for me having it. And that's a high resistance out of 10. And so then what happens is we do this, and he talks about the process, and you can see this, you can watch it. Then at the end of it comes in, you can see like a big chest movement. Right about here, let's look at this.
and just notice what you need to notice. That's it. That's it. I know. Just breathe into it. Superconscious, do you see that chest thing? Can you do a massive change history on that? That's it. So what happens is sometimes when this comes up, the part starts to try to take over the main personality. And the truth is it's just processing something that's there. Does that make sense? Just coming up and say, hey, you know, I was there. So superconscious, please just treat in a safe way, whatever's comfortable and safe today. Just like dipping your toe in, just enough for today, and just make it a nice, comfortable treatment.
And so what's going on is like you don't know what's going on until you experience it. And everyone experiences it differently. Something might not ever happen. Something might happen. It's hard to say. Every time is different. And it's what you put attention on that works with it. So what's going to happen now is like we're coming out of it, and it's like just a quick check-in, like what happened in that process. And we're going to look at Joanne. Joanne's going to share what's happened in that process and give us an explanation of what showed up for her. Just notice the difference in her being, and just be aware of how she's speaking differently than where it was, where she started. That is the beauty. That is what is amazing. And that changed my life. So you can think of this as halfway through the process. Now, this has been revised since then, so the process is much quicker now, but this is just for demonstration purposes.
Your eyes closed. Where are you now, 0 to 10, with resistance to it? Where are you now, 0 to 10?
How do we keep to every number that is a big 0?
If there's a 0, you can open your eyes. So here we've got some tissues here. You're okay? All right, you're okay. Me too. Hold on. So Joanne, where are you at right now, 1 to 10?
I've got to say 0 because all the other numbers wanted to go around and just kept going big 0.
Oh, how interesting is that? I'll ask you first. 0 to 10, where do you think your stage fright or not wanting to be in front of an audience is?
8.5.
Thanks for being out here. And
Just notice, sorry for the
eyes closed. Where are you now, 0 to 10, with resistance to it? Where are you now, 0 to 10?
How do we keep to every number that is a big 0?
If there's a 0, you can open your eyes. So here we've got some tissues here. You're okay? All right, you're okay. Me too. Hold on. So Joanne, where are you at right now, 1 to 10?
I've got to say 0 because all the other numbers wanted to go around and just kept going big 0.
Oh, how interesting is that? So superconscious, I want you to entreat an intention of, and an emotion of shame. Treat the emotion of shame. That's it. And just smooth that one over to whatever extent feels comfortable and good today. That's it. That's it. You're doing great. And so when I ask someone to come out here and do work on a fear, I think it's pretty incredible, don't you guys? And the truth is we don't have to sit with it. And by the way, you know, Kate's having a great time right now. I'm serious, she is. She's looking at stuff, she's experiencing things for the first time that was in her way. Does that make sense? She's having a great time. This isn't a problem. There's nothing wrong here. Does that make sense? It's her superconscious, it's her thing, it's her way, it's what she's doing, right? Can you?
Just having the experience. And as we do this, it's just to notice what's there for us.
You still feeling good up here?
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you to tell them what it's like because they think it's a setup. You can think what you like, it's not. That's it. And Kate, when you're ready, or maybe a little bit before you're ready, you'll come back. Who's excited about this? I told you to be revolutionary. You're all going to get an awesome opportunity to experience. Alana, why don't you share with us first?
My name's Joanne.
Joanne. Does it annoy you when people do that
Does
too?
it annoy me? I get to practice being assertive.
Oh, good job. So Joanne.
You notice that difference? She wasn't going to allow him to mispronounce her name again. Wow. Confidence, fear of public speaking, fear of standing up for herself shifted.
I'm sorry. Do you want to share with them what it was like so that they can understand? Then we'll have a short break, and does everyone want to come back and give this a go? All right, what was it like?
Sitting with that process. At first, I had nothing wanting to not let it be okay.
Yeah.
Not allow it to happen. There was a whole bunch of story that came up around the fact that I'm not an idiot.
Oh.
Which was really quite a relief.
Yeah.
To realise that I'm not an idiot.
Yes. I remember having that relief yesterday. It was good.
Yesterday. So yeah, there was a lot of times where I wanted to cry, but didn't. And then it just hit a point where something was said that it just had no choice but to just allow that to be okay. And that was after the realization that I'm not an idiot too. So there was definitely a sense of relief of that's not there anymore.
Nice.
It's a good one to throw.
I know. Get rid of it. I mean, you can keep it. You can be scared of crowds or get rid of it.
Yeah.
Nice. And so, Kate, where are you at now?
So just that is what she experienced.
Explain to them how it was, because obviously a lot came up.
Yeah.
Just before you do, who can see the energy shift in front of the audience, right? Before that wasn't there, now it's only a 2. The reason why I chose this one is because we have a demo right in front of us. There's no way to question it.
So that was my coach taking 2 ladies through the recode process. That moment where was Joanne showed up before and after had me think, this can fix me. And I'm here to say that it did. And how I did that was by accepting coaching, not doing it alone. But I have offers for you if you want to do it alone. So you can choose the hard way, the easy way, or the lazy way. I look forward to you taking the steps. And what I encourage is to take the steps and join my next live webinar, where I'll take you through the recode process so that you can experience it. Experience an introduction recode for yourself. And what we'll recode is something that bothers you, something that gets in the way of you living a life you love, some reaction that you'd like to change. So we'll recode that, and then you can see, like, oh, as an introduction, you can become, you can believe that you are powerful and you can change your habits, change your practices, change your being. Look forward to sharing my journey with you. Click the link, come to the webinar, keep practicing this feeling, this anchor. Use the meditations that are here. Do that every day and just notice how you will be a better lover. My name's Jesse. I look forward to seeing you on your journey. Take care.